Hey, this is Seth, and in this video, I want to share with you 6 shocking behaviors exhibited by recent college graduates in job interviews that prevented them from getting hired. And I'm not making these up. This is based on actual data from a survey conducted by around 800 hiring managers and employers across the country. And you will probably be shocked by some of the things that recent college graduates are doing in their job interviews. And if you can avoid doing these things, you will stand out and have a better chance of being hired. But before I get into what these behaviors were, please remember, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more career advice videos. Now I'm going to start with the kind of the craziest behaviors here that are the least common, and then we'll move up to the most common problem people are having in job interviews. Actually, the one that's the most common is actually not that crazy. I think it's a normal thing that can be corrected, but you may not be aware of it. But let's start with something that's just, I think, a little bit more unbelievable. Okay, so during job interviews, employers say that recent college graduates have, this is a little less than, I think, 20%, they have brought a parent to their interview.
Actually, we'll be interviewing as a team.
Why would you bring your parent with you to your job interview? I was kind of really shocked by this. I can't imagine anybody doing this. I can't imagine how unprofessional. It literally makes you look like a child when you go into the job interview. So definitely, remember, like almost 20% of applicants, recent college grads, are doing this. So if you just don't bring your parent, congratulations, you're a better candidate. That is so crazy. The next behavior was refusing to turn on a camera during a virtual interview. That is also, they're saying in this article, again, this is a recent survey, they're saying this is, a lot of Gen Z students, some people who, were in college during the last couple of years didn't have the kind of social interactions that people are used to, which is, I can understand that as a human being, but it's not the employer's job to socialize you. You need to be visible during an interview. If that's what's required. There's some interviews are on the phone, that's fine, or if it's just audio. But if the employer explicitly asks you to turn on the camera, you need to be visible. It's very simple. So if you're just willing to put your face in front of the camera and talk to this person virtually, again, that will make you stand out from these other candidates. This is happening a little more than 20% of the time. The next one, which is also, I think, pretty shocking, is during job interviews, employers say recent college graduates have used inappropriate language. Wow.
We're here to up.
It could mean cursing. It could mean that, which my advice to you, of course, I never thought I'd have to say this to any of my students, which is please don't curse when you're in your job interview. But it also could just be just being too casual in your conversation and maybe being a little bit too raw.
Yo, I'm not in this for long term at all, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here to make some paper, then bounce. Yo, but don't tell that to the bozos in charge of hiring.
Glenn is in charge of hiring.
Oh, cool, okay. Yeah, I'm here for a long time.
You don't want to speak to the interviewer like they're your buddy or your very close friend. Maybe more like you'd be speaking to your parents' friends. Yeah, so you don't want to talk to them like they're your parents either, but your parents' friends. When you go out or you go over to your friend's house and you talk to their parents, aren't you just a little bit more polite? That's how you should be in a job interview. And again, I think this is common sense, but I know it's not common sense for everyone. But again, just hearing that, you understand that, this again can help you stand out from the people who did use inappropriate language. Here's the next one. The next one, during job interviews, employers say recent college graduates have dressed inappropriately. And again, this appropriate thing is very, again, I think this may speak to some generational gap things, because again, I'm very clear on what's appropriate and inappropriate. I would never wear, if I'm going on a job interview, I'm not wearing a t-shirt, I'm wearing a suit. And I tell my students, always wear a suit. Even for my students who are working in digital marketing, and the tech field is known for being casual. It's actually known for having a more relaxed environment where people show up to work and not wearing maybe a suit and tie like you would in a corporate environment. But I still tell my students that on the job interview day, wear a nice suit or a nice shirt or something that shows that you put some thought into your appearance. Also, this isn't usually as much of a problem, but don't overdress as well. Don't wear a tuxedo to a job interview.
You're wearing tuxedos to a job that requires you to clean bathrooms. Please leave this office. We're done with this interview.
Do we get any sort of souvenir?
Get out of my office!
Wear something that you'd wear going to a nice restaurant, something of that nature. But that's amazing because that's almost 50%. I mean, this is like obviously a big problem. Nobody, especially in school, is giving. It's like you spent 4 years in school, learn a lot of nonsense, go into debt, and no one took the 5 minutes to say, by the way, wear something nice to the job interview. So again, if you do that, you're standing out from 50% of your competition. This next one is my favorite. During job interviews, employers say recent college graduates have asked for unreasonable compensation. You can just picture this. The graduate with the sociology or the history degree is sitting in an office, hoping to get a job where their duties will include answering the phones and typing data into a spreadsheet. Things that anybody could do. But because they've earned this college degree, they're in their mind thinking that they should be paid a lot of money. Because I need that money. I have to pay off my student loans. And I can just see it where the employer is thinking like, well, and saying, well, you know, this starting salary of this job, and they're about to say maybe $35,000, $40,000, and the graduate says, yes, I know, $80,000, and hopefully within 6 months will get me up to 6 figures, which is where I deserve to be because I have an education. Now, the reason I think this is so, it's hilarious and it's kind of sad, it's just it shows the disconnect between what everyone is taught in school and basically lied to for so many years, that college equals more money. Graduates are so disconnected from the reality of the marketplace that they're literally asking for unreasonable compensation. And for an employer to say it's unreasonable means, like I said, I always encourage my students, I give them with my digital marketing program, I tell you these are the salary ranges, you know, entry level job in digital marketing between 40, 50K. This is like your entry level, and then you get up to 60, 70, 80. I give them the time frames. Nobody in school teaches you that. So if you're it's entry level office job and it pays 40,000 and you ask for 44,000, that's not unreasonable. That's like, okay, you know, it's maybe a little bit out of the salary range, or it's a good negotiation tactic. But if you come in for a data entry or an office job, which is what most college students are applying for because they don't have any other skills unless they majored in engineering, and the salary is like 35, 40,000, and you ask for 70 or 80,000, you just look like a nut job. You look crazy. Or you look like a child. You look like a little kid where it's like, I want to be an astronaut fireman and make $1 million a year. Like, it's just so disconnected from reality.
I am no good before 11 a.m.
I also get headaches from computers, so I can't be around them for too long.
I take stuff.
I need to have someone go up and down with me in the elevator.
I have a weakness for sweets.
And it's happening 50% of the time, and it's a huge turnoff. So if you guys say, before you go in for any job interview, if they don't list the salary, do a little research and find the kind of general ballpark of what you're looking for. Now, the final thing here, I think, is an interesting reflection of what's happened in society in the last couple of years, and especially with younger people. And this one I'm sympathetic towards, but this one is, I think, another easy one to fix if you understand the problem. During job interviews, employers say recent college graduates have struggled with eye contact. And again, this makes sense with a generation that was raised on electronics and especially things that happened in the last couple of years. So I would recommend any college graduate or anybody at all, you have to do kind of a self-assessment and ask yourself, do I make eye contact with people? How comfortable am I looking people in the eye when I talk to them? And if you're not comfortable, that's normal. I would, get into that. If you have a therapist, or if you are watching like self-development videos on YouTube, or literally just start practicing it. It's literally something that you will naturally do if you are interacting with people in person all the time. But a lot of the recent college graduates, there's so much interaction happening virtually that I can see where this is a problem. It also kind of goes hand in hand with people, refusing to turn on their camera during a virtual interview. But this is a big red flag for people. You always, if you watch movies or TV, if a character's like hesitant to look you in the eye, it shows a lack of confidence, and it shows that the person might be hiding something. And these are basic social skills. Now, last week I made a video explaining why soft skills are not worth much on a resume, because if you just write down things like teamwork, leadership, communication on a piece of paper, it doesn't show much. People want to see your hard skills on a resume, what you can actually do and what you actually know. But in the interview, that is actually a very important place for your soft skills, as you can see right here. All of these things are kind of undefinable. How you dress and present yourself, how you speak, do you make eye contact? and also your understanding and expectations for the job and compensation. These are things you have control over and things that you can get better at. Specifically, the eye contact thing, guys. I would suggest, even if you know you struggle with that, just practice it with your friends and family. And just practice looking people in the eye. I don't mean staring them down, but I just mean making that human contact. And again, as you can see here, it's going to help you stand out from a lot of other applicants. So I hope you found this video informative and interesting. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, and I will see you in the next video.